Me.
Chivalry can still be sexy. Chivalry doesn't have to be gendered, right? It can just be like, don't worry, I've got this. But it has to be reciprocated at some point. Otherwise, it just kind of feels a bit like... So, like, I might enjoy being like, I got this. But I know that at some point, hopefully, they'd be like, I got this.
It's very in my nature. I don't know. I feel like if I've asked you out on a date, then I should be the one that's paying, you know?
Each one pays for themselves.
Probably the time someone said they don't mind black people.
No, one girl I went out with, when she heard I was studying acting, she kept asking me to do impressions of people, and I'm really bad at impressions, like that. You don't have to be good at that to be an actor, but she just kept like, oh, can you do like Eddie Murphy? Oh, can you do like Brad Pitt? I was like, no, I really can't.
Oh, so it was entirely my fault. It's completely on me, but I invited this girl that we'd kind of like been mutual friends with, like my other best friend, and I was like, this is happening. So I was like, come over to mine, we're gonna have a really lovely evening, we'll go to this pub near me. I'd never been to the pub, so then we go to the pub, and it turns out that the pub is exclusively for, like, I'd say like 65-year-old men who want to escape their wives. And on the walls there's just loads of signs, you know, there's like little motivational sign things being like, if the wife calls, we'll tell her that you're in an emergency and stuff. Or like, oh, what's that buzzing? Is it the wife? And you'd be like, oh God. And to top it all off, so it's just all single men on all these tables being like, I hate my life. And then there's a TV that they had blaring out really loudly, this kind of Jamaican dude teaching us how to make some food. But like so loudly you couldn't have a conversation. And it would keep going to ad breaks. And so I went to the bar being all like chivalrous, being like, sorry, could you just turn this off? Because like, I'm trying to have a really sexy date with my really sexy partner. And the guy was like, no, sorry. It's the thing which like funds this pub. We have to have it on at all times. And then turned it up. At which point I go, okay, no more of this. So then I was like, come on, drink your drink, we're going. And then went to a different pub, which was closing. And then I was like, so then we were walking by the canal, and I was like, I know, I'm gonna be kooky and romantic. And there were these like boats on the side of the canal that obviously belonged to people, and I was like, let's just go sit on the boat and pretend that we own it. But then we went and sat on the boat, and then it like started drifting away, and like obviously it was to a string thing, but we ended up drifting quite far out, and then just sitting there, and it was really cold. Chain smoked about 4 cigarettes, and then was like, okay, should I pull us back? Yeah, okay, this is a bad idea. And then we went home. Safe to say, she went home too, to a different home.
Lots of food involved, but the right kind of food, so you don't get like messy. Or maybe that is a good date, because that's kind of like an icebreaker. I don't know, I just really love food.
Something which turns out to be a lot more fun than I thought it would be, because you just don't want to stop doing what you're doing. So like, I don't know, you go to the park and then you just kind of wander back to their house. And maybe you buy an ice cream on the way. And then you get back and, oh, they've got a piano. And you're like, oh my God, can I play you a song? And they're like, yeah, sure, baby. And then like, you maybe do a bit of music, and then you watch something stupid, and then you decide to go to a pub because you're not done being around each other. And then you kind of, that just continues over like a weekend.
I tend to go for like mini golf. Because I'm not very good at any sports apart from mini golf. It's weird, it's the only thing I can do, because you don't really need to be very good at golf to just like hit it a bit. So like you can, like, you know, you chat, you compete, you drink, you have fun, like it's perfect, yeah.
If if there hasn't been that thing where it goes silent and you both look at your drinks and go, see ya.
Laughing and arm touching.
Lots of smiling. Either lots of smiling or like just really intense conversations.
Probably I don't mind black people. That was bye-bye.
She came over to my house. We were lying in bed. I thought we were about to have sex, and then she asked me what star sign I was. That was great.
I went out with when she heard I was studying acting. She kept asking me to do impressions of people, and I'm really bad at impressions. Like that, you don't have to be good at that to be an actor. But she just kept like, oh, can you do like Eddie Murphy? Oh, can you do like Brad Pitt? I was like, no, I really can't.
I mean, I am a terrible judge of this because I quite frequently do it on the first date.
It depends, doesn't it? Whenever they ask you.
If you're saying back to mine, pretty much any time. If you're saying back to yours, I feel like that's... You can't really do that, can you? You can't be like, I think it's chez toi. Like...
I think you really have to feel that. Like... I think there's no like signs to look for, like, oh, when she like blinks twice and like turns left, like I think it's like more a feeling that you really need to feel. And again, like I think ask, like that's the only way you can really know whether it's the right time or not. So just go for it in a respectful way and hopefully, yeah.
After coffees, you've done like dinner, coffee, you're like, well, we'd either leave separately or leave together at this point, I think is the general rule.